Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with a review of something you've been asking me about for a little bit. I spent some time hanging out with it. The new Symphonie fantastique with Rafael Payare and the Orchestra Symphonique de Montréal on PentaTone. Now, as we all know, we know this really well, the Symphonie fantastique is one of the most treacherous, difficult works to pull off. Many a great conductor have foundered on its shoals. Isn't that a lovely metaphor? They've come to grief. Well, so does Payare. He comes to grief. He founders on its shoals. This is a Snoozfest. I'm telling you, folks, a Snoozfest. Shocked me to death. It really did, because the orchestra took this on tour. Apparently it went very well. Then they went and recorded it, and it didn't go very well. Sometimes you can over-rehearse or overplay, and in Berlioz particularly. Berlioz is a composer, as well as I do, where spontaneity counts for everything. The music has to sound fresh and surprising and alive and neurotic, and this is just the opposite. It is soggy and dull and pretty, merely pretty, when it ought to be grotesque. Let's take it one step at a time, shall we? First movement, okay, not terrible. It really isn't. It's light. It has very nice transparency, but you know right away. When the idée fixe comes back at the very end, at the big climax, it doesn't quite grab you the way it should. Its talons are retracted. It's I can't argue with the speeds, but it's the accentuation. Then we get to the waltz thing. Oh, the waltz is boring. He does have the extra cornet parts, and he places them, you can tell there's a spatial thing. He's sort of, I guess, near the harps. I'm not sure, but they're definitely not with everybody else. You get to hear that extra part, and that's nice. It's nice to hear the cornets, but it doesn't make the dance dance. It just has to dance. Then we get, oh God, to the notorious Scène au Champ, the scene in the country. We talked about in our reference recording, Charles Munch, which is like right over here. I keep it next to me. I sleep with it next to me, just to remind everybody what the thing is supposed to sound like. There it is, with the Boston Symphony from 1962. That amazing Symphonie fantastique. Don't spend more than 15 minutes on the slow movement. No matter what you do, don't spend more than 15 minutes. Well, he spends more than 15 minutes. He spends 15 minutes and 57 seconds. Now, of course, you can get away with it. You can get away with it if the performance is just extraordinarily compelling. And I have to confess, there's some beautiful playing in here. The woodwind solos are lovely. the oboe and English horn at the beginning of the movement are beautiful. The thunder at the end is nicely atmospheric. But, okay, fine. But the 12 or 13 minutes in the middle, that's the problem. It just lays there. It doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't build to anything. And then we get to the really bad stuff. The march to the scaffold. Oh my God, it's so dreary. I can't believe how dreary it is. It's a march, right? And you hear the low trombone pedal tones. Blah, blah. You hear that flatulent stuff. Okay, good. So what? But what you don't hear is the tune. The tune it's in the trumpets. And it's got to have this sort of, vulgarity. It's yumpa, da, 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 bum, bum, ba. Boy, was that bad. Da, 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 ya, da, 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 da. Okay, slightly better. I'm not going to keep trying. There has to be brilliance, militancy. It's a march, and it's a brass band. And here you just hear this blended, smooth sonority. It never comes out to a real fortissimo or yuck. Then we get to the Witch's Sabbath. At the end, it's just not spooky. It's not spooky at all. The Dies Irae stuff, wow, it doesn't have any punch, and it doesn't sound grotesque. It's supposed to be, well, grotesque. I mean, it's a horror thing. It has to be exaggerated. Everything has to be exaggerated. It has to grab you. It has to sound strange and eerie and all of those things. The very opening of it has just when you have the da 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 da, and then it's repeated very quietly. You could barely hear it. I don't know what happened to him. It wakes up. The last movement wakes up in the last 30 seconds. It's like da 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 da. That ending thing, that goes well. It really does. But by then, of course, it's way too little, too late. You also get the Roman Carnival Overture. Who cares? It's okay. It's the Roman Carnival Overture. It doesn't make any difference if the symphony is a dud. And I am quite surprised. Everybody gets all excited about these people, but they're young and inexperienced in some respects, and they need to be kicked in the butt sometimes. I mean, surely he knows that he could have done better. He really does. And that's not an excuse to release a recording, particularly of this work. I mean, which is so difficult to pull off, and in which the great performances are really, really stellar. And the difference between fantastique, and just merely ordinary is it's a gulf, a yawning, gaping gulf of emptiness. And he falls right into it. It's on PentaTone, by the way. Sound is okay, but nope. Maybe next time. We'll see what happens. Keep on listening, friends. Thanks for joining me. Take care.